Hello everyone, welcome to the Brandyol Media YouTube page. Today I'll be talking about what we offer and some of the things that go on in the studio itself. So let's get right into it. So let's talk about the studio itself first. So this studio is a New York standard podcast studio, which is the first of its kind in the Houston area. And we're located in the Sugar Land area. It's quite close to the First Colony Mall, so you can find us in that area, and it's quite near most major things in Houston. So let's talk about the studio itself. So in the studio we offer high quality equipment like 4K Blackmagic cameras, Shure SM7 III mics, which are amazing quality, as you can hear by my voice, and we actually offer a state-of-the-art switcher as well. So if I were to have another camera, I can directly and automatically switch in between cameras without even my input, and that allows a very crispy video to come out in the end result. And okay, we'll be using this. We'll be using this mic now, since it might be working now. So let's get into this. Okay, so some of the services we offer is initially we're in a podcast studio. So our main service that we offer is that you can actually rent out this podcast studio. You can come here with any conversation you have, and we'll actually do everything for you. You sit down, just pick a conversation, start talking, and everything will be done for you. We can have it recorded, we can go live, anything you'd like. It can be for any service as well. For example, you want to have a podcast. That's a type. Second, if you want to even promote a product, let's say you have a brand, you do personal branding, you're an influencer, right? You can promote your own brand, you can promote yourself. That's what we're here for. We're going to make you famous and go viral. That's what we're here for. And that's what we can do for you. So if you're an influencer, you're a content creator, you're a business owner, you're any type of creative, this place is for you. And that's our initial thing. We offer the studio to people. Secondly, we also offer live selling for those people that are business owners, for those people that do drop shipping, for those people that have a product that they want to showcase to the world, right? So we offer our professional grade quality to people that want to market their own products, and we can go live for you and promote those products through our hosts, and we can go live on TikTok, YouTube, wherever you'd like to promote your products. And through this we also offer trainings for the people that want to be hosts, for the people that want to do the things that the people that we connect with offer. So let's say we have connections with a drop shipper, we have connections with said business owner, with this business owner. We can give access to the knowledge that we've gained through them to you through trainings that we offer. So there's many things that we actually offer, and it's like a broad spectrum of a whole bubble that we're kind of just like summed up in the middle of. So Brandyol Media is a media company, not just a podcast studio. So that's what we're here for. We're here for high grade, New York standard quality podcast studio. Well, not just podcasts anymore, like I said. But yeah, so our memberships for the podcast studio, they start at $4.99 per month, in which you can get 4 recordings per month. 1 weekly, so for a month, and that includes 4 guests. So you and 3 other people can come into the studio, bring a conversation, we'll record for you. And this, in comparison to our normal prices and other competitors, is $2.99 for 2 guests for only 1 hour recording. So you're getting high quality for the money, and you're getting a lot for the money. And this is essentially what we do. And as you can see, it's a pretty cool environment. It's very nice to be in here. And honestly, like, you can talk about anything. We're going to be talking about ideas from business to entrepreneurship to influencing to just all kind of walks of life. So we can bring in anyone. Let's say you're an athlete, you can come in. The World Cup is coming up in Houston soon, so possibly might have some footballers on here. We never know. And it can be an athlete, influencer, a business owner, anything. If you're even like any occupation, doctors, engineers, realtors really do need influencing. So if you're from any type of walk of life, this media company is for you, and you will need it, and you may need it. And yeah, so this is what the podcast studio is about. Nathan and Cheyenne, our hosts, are actually hosting a mid-media podcast, which is our own podcast and our take on a media podcast in which they talk about a bunch of different genres. Recently, they've been talking about horror, and they talk about like fun topics like anime, Attack on Titan. That's one big reference for them. And they just talk about a bunch of different things in which we talk about how media affects our day-to-day lives, how media affects influences, and everything in between. So like how movies are written in specific ways to influence the things that people typically talk about, the things that people typically believe, the things that put people on edge, per se, right, through horror movies. And it's just a lot of things to media that just like you don't think about it when you're just watching and you're consuming, but when you're creating, it's a big factor to how it will play out and how it will influence people and how it becomes media that's actually something that people want to consume. So that's what we're here for. We want to help you make content and media that people will actually watch and people actually want to consume, and something that will actually help people grow themselves and actually have a purpose and not only just brain rot. That's the best way to put it. We want to make actual good media that people want to watch. That's what we're here for, right? That's what people make media for others to watch. So that's what we're trying to do here at Brandyol Media. Let's see if anyone has any questions. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. Today, what we're going to do is, today we have a drop shipper coming in. We're going to have, he's apparently, by what he's told us, he's made somewhat over 100K in revenue over the span of 3 months of joining the game, like just the game of drop shipping. And he's figured his way through the field and actually scaled his way up to that point. And we're gonna dig deep into how he started, why he started, how we can also replicate the same, and how beginners can actually get into the field and really dig deep into the complexities and the details of how to actually get started. So like the search of a product, what niche to get into, how to actually scale the business, how to source products, how to do all of these things that normal people don't really actually understand when they get into this field, and don't actually even think about when they get into this field. It's kind of just talked about as drop shipping, but what really is drop shipping? So that's what we'll be talking about today. So, little sneak peek. But yeah, so that's today's topic. And like I was saying before, we're just going to be talking about different sources of media and how people impact that, and how people make an impact to this world. So that's what we'll be talking about today on the podcast. I'm waiting for comments. Have any studio is for you. And like I said, this is not just a podcast studio. It's a media company. So anything you want to promote, we're here for that. And we would love to have you join us in the studio. And even possibly, if you really like media, join our team. And so we're actually planning on having tours for our studio. So every single Monday, what we've thought through is that each one of the team members, they bring in at least one person, two maybe. And what we'll do for them is that we'll set them up, give them complimentary coffee, drinks, anything, right? We'll bring them in and we'll sit them down, have a sit down talk about what the studio is, and we'll actually give you a studio tour. And even possibly, if you want, we can give you a trial video, and you can even sit where I am right now and have your own podcast type video, and we'll give it to you right then and there. And you can just have a trial video that you can test out and be on a podcast. Who wouldn't want to be on a podcast, you know? And so what we'll be doing is bringing in a person every Monday and giving them tours, and you guys can get 5% off if you use Fahad5, Fahad 5, and you can get 5% off with my discount code. And the other guys have discount codes too, but use mine. So yeah, so we're very open. You can literally come in whenever. Message us on Instagram, TikTok, all social medias. We're there, and even YouTube. That's our main platform right now with the Mid Media Podcast. Just contact us anywhere, and we'll get right to you. We respond very fast, and we'll do exactly what you need. If you need, like I said before, if you need a live, if you need a podcast, if you need any type of help with media, and even we actually offer, I said training before, but we actually offer help with your business, with your platforms. We can actually sit down with you and do an analysis of your platforms. So let's say you have a YouTube channel, let's say you have an Instagram, TikTok. We can actually sit down with you and talk about how you can actually scale what you've already created. So let's say you're down here at level 1. You have, let's say, 500 TikTok followers, and you're making a certain type of video. We can analyze those videos and sit down for about 3 to 6 hours. Sit down, talk about what stage you're at, the type of videos you're making, the type of videos you want to make, the certain niche that you're inside of, and how you can scale that niche. So let's say you're at a point and you're stuck. You're stuck at 500 followers. You're stuck at 1,000 views on each video, right? How can we get to that next level and really bring value through your videos to get to that next level, and really change the editing, change, let's say, the hashtag, simple things. hashtags, videos, editing, certain things in the editing that make it more desirable to watch and gives you more watch hours. That's what we're here for. We'll walk you through everything and really show you how to maximize your gains through media and quite literally give you a one-on-one and how to really scale your business. That's what we're here for. We're here to give you a step-by-step guide to reach that success level and get from level 1 to level 10 and really like skyrocket and like fast lane your journey. This is like going from the highway to the HOV. We're taking you to the HOV and really putting you on that fast lane. And that's what we're here for. We're trying to help your media become better than it already is. And so let me really dig deep onto why I'd say the quality is here is because, so like I said before, the technology we actually have. So I said the 4K quality Blackmagic cameras. There's one and two right here. I'm not using the other one because this is perfect. And then the Shure SM7B mics. And then we also have an auto switcher. So let me get a little bit deeper into the auto switcher. So talking about the auto switcher actually allows you to, if I were to put it on auto, right? Let me put on auto right now. Okay, it's not there, but if there was a different camera, right, it would switch in between the cameras and show you different POVs. So right now I'm using one on the auto switcher. Now it's B, now it's A, now it's C, now it's D. These are different scenes that you can use on the auto switcher, and it'll actually switch it automatically. I just switched it manually, but you can actually set it to a setting where it'll automatically switch in between cameras based on the mic itself. So if let's say I was sitting here like Shayan or Nathan on their podcast, and I had this mic and I was talking to this mic, it would use that camera and it would switch to the mic that's being used. In comparison to like if I were to be talking on this and then it's this camera, it would switch to this one. So it's actually pretty cool technology, and it kind of deletes the whole like intermediary of having a person to actually edit the video, and it cuts down so much time. So as you know, if you're interested in media, as you know, editing takes forever, and it's a dreadful task, and it takes too much time. And for a person that wants to promote their business for any type of media, you want that quickly, and you want to promote everything really, really quick to like just speed is money, right? The faster you do something, the more input you'll get. And so that's what we bring to you. We bring quality and speed, and we can really bring you the best quality at the like you talk, you finish, you leave with your recording. That's where we'll literally hand you the recording on a USB. So it's as easy as that. It can't get easier. So it's literally quite literally edited live. So that's a pretty cool thing, and it's not many places use it. So, and many places they won't hand you the recording directly. They'll take a week, maybe like 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 business days, or a week, right? They'll have to edit the video and then get back to you. But we give it right when you leave. So that's one great thing about Brandyol Media. And yeah, so today I spoke about different sorts of services we offer, the technology we offer, why we're different, and why we actually matter. And again, to reiterate, we're located in the Sugar Land area in Houston, Texas, the first professional New York Standard podcast studio in Houston, Texas. And yeah, so you can see the quality right in front of you. You can hear the mic quality, the camera quality. And this is really what we offer. We offer just high grade quality and a source for you to get much better input into your media. And our effort is to just make the media that people come to us and make to be the highest quality, and for their platforms to just get absolutely boosted. Let's see. Okay, and I'll end off by talking about what gets people to like sit in front of the camera, right? Most of these people that, let's say, want to be influencers, want to do this, want to do that, right? They just want to sit in front of a camera and talk. Why? I feel like a lot of the times what people really want is their story to be known. And who doesn't, right? If you're living a enjoyable life, if you're living a life that you're really proud of, why not tell people about it? And I think that's what most people strive for, right? They want to be great, and they want to be known as great. And to be known as great, you have to be known. And how do you known? How do you get known in this new age? Is social media. Social media, content, just different types of media, right? You have to be known in this world. And to be known is a leverage. Especially if you're doing something relatable, if you're doing something that's great, it's easy to become big when you're trying to be known. So for example, let's say big athletes. Athletes, they're already on television most of the times. And if let's say a big athlete starts a social media account, it will automatically blow up because they already have a following, right? So, but in comparison to someone that, let's say, is a power lifter, is really avid in the gym, and they have an amazing physique, but they're not known. But if they were known, they have the potential to be huge because of the fact that they're so great in their craft. They already have that ethos, that authority to be someone that's great on social media and not only the gym. Because if you're already great, why can't your content and who you are be great? Does that make sense? Don't let that go over your head. But so yeah, why do people want to become known on social media? It's a leverage. That leverage that can open up so many doors. So let's say you're that athlete, right? I'm going to go back to this. I spoke to Shan about this once. About the fact that, let's say you're an athlete, the power lifter we were talking about, the avid gym goer, right? You're an amazing athlete and you know how to work out, you know how to do this, you know how to diet, right? If you're so good at it, why can't you teach others? The best way to learn is to teach others. And if you're a professional in the craft, you've definitely taught one or two people before. Why can't you do it for more? That content that you create, it could be an how-to on how to do this, how to do that. You're going to be enjoying the content you're making because it's what you love to do, right? So that, let's say that avid gym goer starts making content about going to the gym, powerlifting, favorite lifts, how to do this, how to do this lift, how to do that, right? That person will have so much more fulfillment in their content is because something they like, and now they're helping others achieve what they're doing themselves. And that same thing, it creates authority in your own field. So now that person has created a niche, and they can actually market this niche and create a product. Or let's say a lot of people, what they do is they create either, like a lot of people that are in this field niche of gym fitness, they either create supplements, they create gym brands, they create this, that. So let's say, for example, let's go into Gymshark, right? Ben Francis, he was an avid gym goer, and he loved the influence and like the community that the gym brought to people. And what he did was he created his own brand called Gymshark, and it was basically the first of its kind, a fitness clothing brand that not many people had ever even thought of, and it never really become big. It was really just those small activewear brands like Russell or this and that, right? But Gymshark really came out of the shadows, and it was like crazy because this random small company from Britain became such a big gym community thing now. Like I don't know how to put it into words, but it's such a big part of the community. If you know anyone that goes to the gym, they've heard of Gymshark, or they probably own something from Gymshark because of the community that they've built. And something that's really cool that Gymshark leverages is influencers. They're the first of its kind that really, not really first of its kind, but they're the first company to really fast lane and use the amount of influencers that they do. And they pretty much do only marketing through influencers, especially in the early stages. Now that they're so big, they do marketing through many forms and a lot through even word of mouth. But initially what they did was they had people in the gym community, like big names, that would just influence and promote their brand itself. So now let's talk about the people that they have now. Like they have big names like Sebum, Chris if you guys are gym goers, you guys know these names. Chris Bumstead, David Lade, Liana Deeb. They have a bunch of different people that are just like big names in gym community, and they have all of these people in their business side, in their marketing side, and they quite literally, if you swipe on Instagram and just go through your reels, if you find, let's say you're just scrolling through your reels and a lot of your recommended is gym people, right? If after a couple of swipes, you're gonna find a person that's a Gymshark influencer, and they actually have so many athletes. I think it's quite literally over 1,000. All they do is market the brand, and it's this whole community that they've built off of just influencers that market the brand and show off the community itself of the gym. And it's so cool to see that how influencing and a business kind of just came together, and now they have such a cool community that people can go to and just see. It's so cool. And that's just one example, but there's so many more stories like this. The story of Supreme, for example, like how they leverage at that time when Supreme became huge, social media wasn't even that big. But what they did was they used people that had so much influence and in the community. So Supreme started off as a brand that was promoted towards skaters and marketed towards skaters. And what they did to get big, they were like, why not use big influencers, even if they weren't even skaters? Why not use them as a way to get closer to the community? Because the communities, let's say, is already close to those creators because they're such good skaters, or let's say they're such good singers, or this and that, right? That singer, that skater already has a community. Why not the brand leverage that and bring them to them, right? So that's what Supreme did. And in the early stages, they made a lot of scarcity, and that's just kind of specifics to business. You have to create a scarcity mindset, and I think we'll talk about that today through the drop shipping podcast. But there's a lot of things to business, and We can talk about that all day. But that's what media is really about. And that's what marketing, talking to people, that's what it really gets you. A stronger influence, a stronger presence, and a stronger everlasting, let me get the right word for this, long everlasting presence. I can't get the word for it, but we're gonna stick with presence for now. But so yeah, we're a media company. Come here and we do it for you. I'm gonna say this again. We're located in the Sugarland area in Houston, Texas. First of its kind, New York Standard podcast studio. And use code Fahad5 to save 5% on anything that you want to do in the studio. And yeah, that was the live for today. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Have a good one.